What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessie, and today I'm doing the end of the year book tag. I don't believe, but don't quote me, I don't believe I've ever done this on my channel before. I don't really do too many book tags, but I thought this would be a fun video to kind of round up the end of the year, because it's crazy to believe that I literally just put up my Christmas tree and then it's gonna be 2026 and I'm just not ready. So I guess to kind of prepare me for all these changes, let's go ahead and do the 2025 end of the year book tag. I have also put the original creator who made this book tag down in the description, as well as the questions. So if you guys wanted to do your own tag, whether you put a video out or put your answers in the comments, which I highly recommend you do, so that way I know your answers, definitely check that out. I'm also going to let you guys know I have not prepared for this tag, so this might be a little chaotic. What could go wrong? So there are 7 questions. Question number 1 is, are there any books you started this year that you need to finish? I am someone who's not afraid to DNF, but there are some books that I like put down and I'm like, okay, I'll come back to this. Maybe I'm just not in the mood for this genre, or maybe I forget about it. So, oh, I have one. It is Beg, Borrow, and Steal by Sarah Adams. I have typically loved everything that Sarah Adams has put out, but for some reason I started this book and just was not vibing with it. And I'm still on the fence whether or not I want to continue with that, because it is, I believe, the last book in that series. I could be wrong, but I don't know why. I just could not get into that book. So I might need to finish it, or I might just officially DNF it. Who knows? Okay, question number 2. Do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? Yes, I actually have 3 books. So in my November TBR video, I actually shared 3 books I plan to read this month, which was The Heartbreak Hotel by Ellen O'Clover, because this is giving autumnal romance, as well as these 2, which is Given Our History by Kristen J. Miller, and then I have If It Makes You Happy by Julia Olivia. So far I've only read this one, and I still have these 2 on my TBR, but these are definitely giving like it's time for fall vibes. So these books. Question number 3, what are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? Okay, 3 books that I want to read. Okay, I've got 2 at least. The first book that comes to mind is Beartown by Frederick Bachman. I've never read anything by this author. I've heard nothing but great things, especially this book, which is book 1 in a series. And I'm actually going to be reading this for Gwen's Patreon book club, the Night Owl book club. So that is the December pick. The next one would have to be, oh my gosh, I think it's Henry and Grace's holiday movie marathon. Me and Gwen will be reading that together as like our annual Christmas buddy read. Okay, and then I guess for the third book, keeping on with the Christmas theme, I have The Christmas Express by Isla Gordon. This was actually sent to me by the publisher, but it sounds super cute. Kind of sounds like it's gonna have some strong friendship vibes, so I'm gonna include that one. Typically in December, that's when Christmas romances are like my jam. Oh, I actually read question number 4, and it was supposed to be question number 3. So here's the next question. Is there a new release you're still waiting for? As far as like a book that like is set to come out, a lot of the books I'm most interested in come out in January to like kick off the year, but a new release I'm still waiting for. I guess I can say this one. I have Tour Season by Bryn Weaver. I actually just picked this up not too long ago. It's the first book in a new series, so I'm very excited to read this one because I loved Butcher and Blackbird, and I'm kind of excited to see like a new story. Not, or like, how do I say this? I'm kind of excited to like gain access to like a different world and new characters. So I'm excited to read this one. So we'll say this one that I'm waiting for. Okay, now the next question is, what trends have you noticed in your reading year? Trends. Okay. As far as like trends, I don't know if this is a trend, but I have really been utilizing my Kindle. I love my Kindle so much. I love my case so much. And for some reason, it has just been better for me. I don't know what it is, especially at nighttime reading. It's just better. It's easier to pack, access to all my books, but there's just something about owning a physical book. So I would say that's definitely a trend in my reading this year. I also feel like I've become a lot pickier with my thrillers, because you know me, I love my thrillers. I consider myself to be mostly a thriller reader, but for some reason I feel like the thrillers are just not, you know, they're just not slapping me in the face like they used to, and I'm kind of sad about that. So it's not a good trend, but I guess it's a trend. We're gonna go with those two answers. Question number 6, how do you feel about your reading goals? Anything you want to change, adjust, or abandon? Okay, let me pull up my Goodreads reading goal, because I have not hit it this year. I always set my Goodreads to 100 books. I feel like that is just my go-to. I tried to up it last year. It stressed me out. I'm keeping it with 100 because I feel like that's still a great goal. So I am currently at 91 books out of 100. So I'm 4 books ahead of schedule, which is great. I only have to read 9 more books to hit the end of the year goal, which is great. Would I make any adjustments? I've always wanted to just set my goal to 1 book and just kind of be carefree. But I feel like if I set my goals lower, I don't push myself. You know what I mean? And not that like reading should be like a job or like I have to hit a certain number. That's not the point of that. But like I love to push myself. So I think I'm going to keep my reading goal at 100 for next year. I do have a different goal that I do want to kind of like incorporate more into 2026, or basically like get rid of something that I typically do, and that is audiobooks. I love me some audiobooks. I do. I truly do. But if I can't get that through like Everand, or if I don't have enough credits on Audible, or it's not available at my library, I just won't read the book. And to me, that I don't like that. I should be able to read a book without the audiobook at any given time. However, I feel like listening to the audiobook while I'm physically reading helps me focus more. But I want to kind of like not rely on that as like a decision to read the book. Mostly like yes, if there's an audiobook available, I'm going to read it. However, if it's not available, I should still read the book if I own it or can get the ebook. You know what I mean? So there's my answer. Okay, and then lastly, have you already started making reading plans for next year? Kind of already answered that, but yes, I definitely have reading plans. I kind of have a video idea / challenge that I would like to do now that will lead over into 2026. So I'm kind of planning that, so stay tuned. We'll see if it actually happens. I also want to be better at like journaling my reading. So I definitely want to bring back a bullet journal. I want to have that creativity to bring back. Obviously, I have my readathons and my book club, Sleep When I'm Dead. So I definitely want to bring those back into the next year. Any other reading goals? Mentioned keeping my books at 100, kind of not eliminating but not relying on audiobooks. And I've always said this every single year, but I want to be better at like putting my reviews on like Goodreads or wherever I'm posting my reviews. So I want to be better at that. All right, guys, those are all of the questions for the end of the year book tag. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments what your answers are, and I'm tagging you. So if you wanted to do a video or just leave your answers, please feel free to leave those in the comments. If not, and you don't have anything to say, leave the Christmas tree emoji, because it's time. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye.
Hello, Ramona. I can't shake the simplest